Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw. We are live in a sold-out venue here on Monday Night Raw, and tonight we are kicking us off in a triple threat match. You are hearing that correctly. It is a triple threat match to determine who will be challenging Damien Priest for the Intercontinental Championship in just a couple weeks' time, live at Extreme Rules. And one of those three men that is currently making his way down to the ring is the ever-impressive Andrade. Andrade, he's definitely been here, a long-time resident of Universe Mode, gone for a little bit, but eventually made his way back to WWE, and he's looking to capitalize on that time that he was away from WWE to find himself, and maybe tonight is that first step of finally getting a championship around his waist here on the main roster, and especially here on Monday Night Raw. Andrade, one of the most talented superstars, but we have so many talented superstars. You wouldn't be on Raw, you wouldn't be on SmackDown, you wouldn't be in NXT or any brand if you weren't somewhat talented. Obviously, these general managers see something in them, and they want them to fulfill their destiny of becoming champion and reaching the pinnacle of WWE, but there's times where that just cannot happen, unfortunately. So we'll see how it goes in this triple threat match. Alongside Andrade, it is going to be Bronson Reed and Ilya Dragunov in this big time matchup here. Winner goes on to face Damien Priest for the Intercontinental Championship. And coming up for our Extreme Rules Premium Live event, ladies and gentlemen, we have, I would say, everything set up for the most part. We have JD McDonough defending his championship against Jey Uso for the European Championship. We're going to see the winner of this match obviously take on Damien Priest, as well as currently right now for the Raw Tag Team Championship is the team of Ricochet and Braun Strowman taking on the team of Pretty Deadly. But that very well could become a triple threat match if the OC defeats Pretty Deadly later on tonight. Also, Sami Zayn will be defending his undisputed championship against Bobby Lashley coming up in 2 weeks' time. That's going to be a massive match, massive match, and we'll see how it goes for that. Not just that night, but also tonight in that big six-man tag team matchup that goes between the Hurt Business and obviously Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. But we'll address this whole night while we get to it right now, but we wait for these gentlemen to make their way down to the ring. Plenty of great name talent for these superstars to get that opportunity. Bronson Reed, man, he had a great 2023, knocking off multiple world champions and even becoming United States champion. That man even won the $1 million championship too, and we had it out there as well. So Bronson Reed certainly knows how to get the job done, and even, had to deal with the likes of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller when they were a group. Austin Theory, Grayson Waller are essentially just using Bronson Reed to get to the top. Obviously, Theory and Waller over on SmackDown now, but certainly a lot of good things from Bronson Reed. Ilya Dragunov, certainly a big name talent, waiting for him to find what exactly he can bring to the table as well. This man, he's so brutal. They call him the Crazy Dragon, and you can see with a lot of his movesets throughout his career, man, he is a dangerous superstar, and one of those superstars you have to keep your head on a swivel, because this man uses every part of his body, and I do mean every part of his body from head to toe, to defeat his opponents. Especially that H-bomb from the top rope, even that torpedo headbutt that he likes to hit as well. But we'll see how he fares in this triple threat matchup live, as it's Andrade, Bronson Reed, and Ilya Dragunov. Who is going to Extreme Rules, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go ahead and find out right here, right now. This looks like Ilya Dragunov, and it looks like Bronson Reed going to go at it here briefly. Ooh, big big, I guess, using that top turnbuckle to his, I mean, obviously to his ability there, but this triple threat matchup, it is going to be massive for all three of these superstars to get that opportunity. As Andrade connecting with the big boot, but for Bronson Reed, it didn't seem like it got really phased him too much as he gets thrown down to the mat. And in this triple threat matchup, you always got to have your head on a swivel, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of those matches where you deal with one superstar and you got to kind of look and see what the situation looks like. It's a massive knee there to Bronson. And now, it looks like Ilya Dragunov going to look to get a little extreme here. As Andrade, big time drop kick off the springboard there. And now Ilya Dragunov going to look to go to work after throwing that kendo stick. And sometimes even just throwing your weapon at your opponent, ladies and gentlemen, that will certainly, incapacitate them enough to, take them out of the equation, especially in this triple threat matchup. Throwing them, and now Bronson Reed and Andrade looking to inflict some more damage. Ooh, very close to that kendo stick. Imagine all that weight just coming right down on that kendo stick. That would not feel too good, as, we have a potential double team here. Oh no, meeting of the minds there, and that is not going to feel too good. I don't think anyone really has the upper hand in the terms of what's happening right now. And if you think of all three of these superstars, Bronson Reed's on the rise, Andrade's still trying to find himself, Ilya Dragunov's kind of in the same spot as well. So it's one of those situations, having this type of matchup may very well could change your career. As Ilya Dragunov busted wide open there. Bronson Reed taking out Andrade, and now the kendo stick going to try to get involved again there, but Bronson Reed just way too much. This is all to go on to Extreme Rules to face the Intercontinental Champion, one of the members of the Judgment Day, Damien Priest, El Champion. Oh no, Bronson Reed. Oh my goodness, what a power bomb. That could be it. 1, 2, no. Andrade kicks out at 2.5, and now Ilya Dragunov with a jumping clothesline. I believe that was Andrade's moment, or I should say Bronson Reed's moment with that power bomb. Dragunov looking to steal a victory here, but no, Andrade's still showing you that fight. No matter what Andrade has in his tank, he's going to be a fighter, man. Good, bad, or otherwise. He's not going to go down without putting some kind of fight. And look at that big old flying headbutt from the Ilya Dragunov, the mad Russian himself. And just imagine getting hit full speed via a headbutt, ladies and gentlemen. That I would not want to be taking something like that, especially the craziness from Ilya Dragunov. Look at Bronson Reed just tossing him like he's absolute nothing. And now Andrade on the offensive. Big kick to the skull. And down goes the big man. And it sure seems like all three of these superstars, they've hit all sorts of big maneuvers in this situation. And it seems like everyone loves the kendo sticks tonight. Might as well just make this a triple threat kendo stick match at this point. It has been very physical from the get-go, and like we said, with an opportunity to face off for the Intercontinental Championship. All these superstars know how prestigious the Intercontinental Championship is, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of great WWE Hall of Famers have held that championship throughout their career, and a lot of massive names in today's world have held that championship. There's now Bronson Reed. What's he thinking here? Oh, goodness. That is a vicious maneuver, but Ilya Dragunov up on his feet. That's what you got to take in consideration in a triple threat matchup, that you got to make sure all your superstars are down in the matchup. Pinfall opportunity after that backhand, but no. Down he goes, and the matchup will continue here. Andrade down and out. Ilya Dragunov looking to insert his dominance even more here. Going to introduce a baseball bat. At least it's not a kendo stick here, but at least you got to pull out what you can. And now we got the sledgehammer, ladies and gentlemen. What could go wrong with a sledgehammer? And now Bronson Reed's like, heck no, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm going to focus on the man that is down. Oh, now he's going to try to even the odds. Baseball bat kendo, or I should say sledgehammer baseball bat, but the sledgehammer gets the upper hand. Who is going to walk out victorious, ladies and gentlemen? All three superstars putting it on the line. Blood, sweat, and tears, all for an opportunity to face Damien Priest. If I'm Damien Priest, I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. These guys are going to wear each other out just before they get to next week's Extreme Rules matchup for that Intercontinental Championship. As Andrade getting tossed back inside the ring. Ilya Dragunov right there. Going to look to put away Bronson Reed possibly. Big kick to the midsection. And oh my goodness, imagine getting raked right on that top rope, getting almost like a rope burn. I want to call it like a rug burn, but it's not a rug burn. Now Ilya going to focus on Andrade here. Andrade probably should have just let Ilya Dragunov do his thing here. But now Ilya Dragunov going to make Andrade pay here. Uh-oh. What's the Mad Russian have in store for Andrade here? Look at those crazy eyes. Those the crazy eyes of Ilya Dragunov. Here we go. Through the metal rope. Suicide dive. Right on that kendo stick, ladies and gentlemen. That will not be feeling good whatsoever. As now Dragunov going to look to use that kendo stick on Bronson Reed. But right now, Bronson Reed's going to look to capitalize. Andrade now just getting up to his feet here. And, oh, luckily, had his eyes up, and luckily for him, he was able to survive the attack. And now Ilya Dragunov, what is he thinking about doing here? Ooh, big clothesline. Uh-oh, Ilya Dragunov, he's getting himself all fired up, looking to put it away. Big boot to Bronson Reed. Is this Ilya Dragunov's moment? Big, that torpedo. Big takedown there, but look at Bronson Reed. He's going to pick up the scraps. Big takedown of Ilya. And look at Ilya getting rolled out. But wait a minute. Dragunov, he's still on his feet, but he's out of it. Little woozy. And just like that, Bronson Reed picks up the scraps. And now it is official. Bronson Reed versus Damien Priest for the Intercontinental Championship, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be a heck of a matchup, if I do say so myself, live there at Extreme Rules for the Intercontinental Championship. Holla holla players, how we doing tonight? Tonight we're having a great start off to Monday Night Raw with that triple threat matchup. Congratulations to the colossal of a man, that being Bronson Reed. He's officially going to be taking on Damien Priest for that Intercontinental Championship next week at Extreme Rules. But we do have to address something live here on Monday Night Raw. And that is to address tonight's scheduled matchup. Tonight we were supposed to have Jey Uso versus Dijak. But the contract that Dijak has signed with WWE, it has been expired, and we decided not to re-sign him. Doesn't mean that he can't come back down the road, but he is no longer a Raw or WWE superstar. So we tonight had to make a change on the fly, and tonight, to replace Dijak in this matchup, will be the one and only Captain Charisma himself, Christian Cage. Also, there's a couple more things I do want to address here on the Monday Night Raw roster, especially here tonight on Monday Night Raw. It is the tag team matchup between Pretty Deadly and the OC. You guys heard it last week. OC has sent out that challenge. It was accepted. So Pretty Deadly will take on the OC with the OC. If they do win, they will be added, and it will become a triple threat tag team matchup live at Extreme Rules. Also, we all know Drew McIntyre will be taking all three members of D-Generation X live on in a gauntlet matchup at Extreme Rules. But there is another stipulation you would say to be a part of this. If Drew McIntyre wins, D-Generation X will disband as a group, which is absolutely crazy to even think about. And also, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's main event is Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens taking on the Hurt Business, where in just 1 week's time, we will be seeing live at Extreme Rules in the main event, Sami Zayn defend his Undisputed Championship against the almighty Bobby Lashley. A lot of personal issues between both men, and it's something that Sami Zayn is going to have to deal with on the road to Extreme Rules, but I have extreme faith in our Undisputed Champion. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for that matchup that Theodore Long, or Teddy Long, whatever you'd like to call him, your Raw General Manager, mentioned, hey, there was a change in the matchups that were scheduled. We were supposed to see Dijak take on Jey Uso, but Dijak's contract expired, so he's no longer a Raw superstar. He was a member of the Judgment Day, but unfortunately for Dijak, he is no longer with us. So all good luck to Dijak. Maybe we can re-sign him. We'll see what Teddy Long, or maybe SmackDown and NXT pick him up. We'll have to wait and see. But no longer affiliated here in WWE at the moment. But here is Christian, ladies and gentlemen. Last time we saw Christian end up losing to Randy Orton. So for Christian, it's all about getting back to square one, getting back in this ring, picking up wins, and no better way to do it than in the middle of this ring, especially against the #1 contender, and who very well could be walking out with the Intercontinental Championship in just a week's time. Absolutely crazy to think about, but it's going to be a great matchup for sure tonight. Certainly Christian, Jey Uso, certainly a first time ever matchup that I can recall, so certainly a matchup that is definitely going to be yeeting all over this place. Thank goodness we don't have Pat McAfee over here, or he'd be losing his crap over at that announce table. But certainly a great night, and us mentioning the big matchup, certainly one of the bigger matches, certainly that going to be Jey Uso versus JD McDonough for the European Championship. Really looking forward to see how that goes down, especially for Judgment Day. They got most of the championships here in WWE. When it comes to the Intercontinental and European Championship, we'll see how they fare once they get to Extreme Rules, if they can defend them against Bronson Reed and Jey Uso. Damien Priest, he's going to be in a world of hurt. Not saying that Damien Priest cannot handle the big man Bronson Reed, but it will not be easy. And having main event Jey Uso taking on JD McDonough, the Irish Ace of Judgment Day. It's certainly going to be a very technical matchup, I believe. There, McDonough's had a heck of a couple months as of late. At WrestleMania, became a double champion, being Intercontinental Champion and also European Champion, but let go of one of his championships on the night after WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw, and he said, "Hey, you know what? Damian Priest won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and I'm perfectly fine with dropping one of these championships if I can give them to one of my guys." And, well, you saw how it was for Monday Night Raw. Everything worked out perfectly. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Big haymakers. Oh, and look at Jey Uso bringing the fight. And also Teddy Long being here tonight was just actually a special thing to see, because William Regal is not here tonight, so Teddy Long did make a special appearance here on Monday Night Raw to make that announcement. A lot of you guys probably wondering why William Regal didn't make that announcement, but Regal was not here tonight. So like I mentioned, Teddy Long is the SmackDown General Manager, not Monday Night Raw's. But like I said, if there's any brief confusion from your SmackDown General Manager being on Monday Night Raw, that is your answer. It's now Christian going to look to go to work against the main event Jey Uso. Look to put him in his place. Christian certainly, throughout his long, illustrious career, certainly has been a very underrated, I would say. Someone that's been looked past, especially when it comes to being in the main event picture. Certainly a man that helped build the TLC match with Christian and Edge, the Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys. Certainly a lot of great names when it comes to those matches as well. As now Jey looking to get his momentum grooving back right now, as he certainly should. Because certainly when you're facing off with one of the better technical wrestlers all around, well-rounded superstars, and hold on to that thought, Jey Uso over the top, and he takes down Christian, and Jey Uso's yeeting all over the place. Christian is in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Will Christian be able to get himself back into this matchup? As he briefly does, but can he keep it up though? Sure as heck not going to be easy. Is back in the ring we go, and just like that, Christian springboard missile drop kick takes down the #1 contender. Jay's going to have to use some resiliency right now, really dig down right now. Cannot allow Christian to really start, throwing himself around here and getting the upper hand, because once Christian gets going, man, he's a hard man to stop. Look at those just elbows to the middle of that back, man. That is certainly not going to help Christian later on in this matchup for sure. As Jey looking to hit that big old thing right in the face of Christian. That very well could be enough to knock out Christian. No, 2.5. Very, very close, but Christian keeps himself in it momentarily, and now he's bringing the punches, and no big old knockout punch there briefly to Jey. Let's see what Christian may want to do. Thought maybe for a second he was thinking about maybe going for like a weapon possibly, but Christian just wanted to take the long way around. Nothing wrong with that, I would say. And look at these big old haymakers again into the discus clothesline, turning Jey Uso inside out, ladies and gentlemen. That is not something you want to see from Jey Uso. You want to see him bringing the fight still, but Christian not allowing this young man Jey to, get much going at this moment, obviously. Christian now. Going to go high risk here. Is this needed? Oh, big flying knee across the chest. Can Christian steal a victory? No. A 1 count. Referee right there. Seemed like everything was right there in place for Christian maybe to put this matchup away. Christian with a different variation of what he likes to put him away with. Oh, no. Christian spear to main event Jey Uso. Is this enough? 2, 3. Yes, it is. A last-second change, unfortunately, for main event Jey Uso, and Christian capitalized tonight. This is what we talked about. Christian needing to get back to square one, getting back to being victorious, and showing everybody what he is about. And Christian showed you tonight live here on Monday Night Raw. Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. That's JD McDonough standing over Jey Uso, the man that he will be facing next week live at Extreme Rules. Jey Uso being attacked by JD McDonough, bringing the fight, and he has this barbed wire bat. We know we were going to get extreme, ladies and gentlemen, but we didn't know we were going to get this extreme with a frickin' barbed wire bat. Not something to expect, but McDonough is sick of people counting him out. Oh my goodness. JD McDonough threw those steel steps so hard that it busted open Jey Uso from the looks of it. This is just horrendous. Can we get somebody out here right now? Jey Uso down and out, and again to the head as the blood is just dripping down the face of Jey Uso, ladies and gentlemen. McDonough looking to send a message via the Judgment Day that they don't plan on losing their championships live at Extreme Rules or anywhere down the line. And now McDonough telling Jey Uso to get up to his feet, and I could only imagine what the big-headed JD McDonough has in store for Jey Uso. Gosh dang it. That blood just continuing to drop down the head of main event Jey Uso, and what the heck? We got ourselves a door. I know we know it's a whole different world down there, ladies and gentlemen, but certainly not something you'd expect for a door to be underneath there. But now McDonough not playing around. He wants to send a message, a vicious message to JD, or from the Judgment Day to Jey Uso right now, and that is certainly what we are seeing live here on Monday Night Raw. No one is coming out here to save Jey Uso, and you absolutely hate to see it, but it is what it is at this moment. As another headbutt and the Irish Ace again. Come on, Charles Robinson right there, but he's not gonna want to get involved in this, and do you blame him? No, not a damn guitar. What are we gonna sing your way to main event Jey Uso's heart here? Oh my goodness. Right over the head and back of Jey Uso, and he's not done yet. And that's a light, like an LED poster, a light bulb of sorts. This ain't gonna end well for somebody, and it certainly might not be good for main event Jey Uso. Your European champions sends a message to main event Jey Uso tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and you certainly hate to see it, but certainly Jey Uso is certainly going to have himself a huge mountain to climb here all the way to Extreme Rules. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a predicament on the second floor up here on level 2 north. We got ourselves a little bit of a face-to-face between the Intercontinental Champion Damien Priest and his challenger Bronson Reed. Is somebody gonna strike first? Both men face to face, and who's gonna be the first man to strike? And it looks like it's your Intercontinental Champion. We know these two are going to tear it down at Extreme Rules. Bronson Reed went through hell tonight just to win that triple threat matchup. And now he's having to deal with Damien Priest here. And look at these big ol' haymakers. But Damien Priest, oh no. South of Heaven choke slam. Oh my goodness. Taking him all the way down to hell with that one, as he just Irish whips him right into that railing, and another South of Heaven, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly the Judgment Day coming out here, making their minds known very well about what is coming everybody's way. And now, look at this. Oh my goodness. Bronson Reed, he's trying to pull up a fight, ladies and gentlemen, but it is not working out in his favor. And oh goodness, luckily for him, he didn't just get thrown off. And now another DDT from your Intercontinental Champion, El Champion, Damien Priest. And Damien Priest doesn't want to be looked at as a walkover as your Intercontinental Champion. And again, another South of Heaven chokeslam, and El Champion takes out his challenger for Extreme Rules. Will Bronson Reed be even able to make it to that event? And now, ladies and gentlemen, up next is a singles matchup. Obviously, the titles won't be on the line, but this is another preview of what we're going to be seeing live at Extreme Rules for the Women's Tag Team Championships. And going forward, especially after the next NXT Spring Break-In pay-per-view, we'll be officially bringing back those NXT Tag Team Championships, so both Raw and SmackDown won't have to go down to NXT to defend them or even have a championship match. I mean, they're more than welcome to try to, but obviously with them restoring the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships down there, there's no need to do that. Certainly a lot of competition. But talking about tonight's matchup, this is going to be Chelsea Green Be better if Samantha Irvin would say it instead of me, obviously. But Chelsea Green takes on Ronda Rousey, baddest woman on the planet. Like we said, a little preview. We got a little preview last week, and now this week we get another one. Let's see if Chelsea Green can really maybe pull off an upset of the century, honestly, against Ronda Rousey. She does have Sonya Deville at ringside, so that certainly will give her some kind of hope, some kind of fight back possibly. But we'll see how this goes, as there is one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Ronda Rousey, former Women's World Champion a couple years back, especially here on Monday Night Raw. And for Rousey, you know, she's certainly, I guess you could say lost a step, but, you know, she's still trying to get herself back. And obviously with her being tag team champion with Shayna Baszler, finally getting to where she wanted to be, being champion again, and she does not care how she does it. If she has to rip off your arm, break your nose, anything dirty, that certainly will be the way of Shayna and Ronda Rousey there for you. As here we go, Chelsea Green and Ronda Rousey. Can Shayna Baszler cheer on Ronda Rousey enough to make sure this is going to be a cakewalk for Rousey, or will there be an upset victory? And if I'm Chelsea Green, you got to start blocking these real quick, or this is going to be a quick match, almost like tennis. Quick match, game, set, match over. And look at Ronda just trying to rip that arm out of socket. And Sonya Deville, if I'm her, I might have to throw in that white towel here early, just to save yourself for that big tag team championship matchup live in just a week's time, live there at Extreme Rules. It'll be a big time premium live event for Monday Night Raw. And again, these just brutal kicks from Ronda Rousey. Now Rousey going to go with that hard Irish whip off the ropes. Chelsea Green, just eating a brutal elbow, man. That is something I do not want to be taking whatsoever. And now Rousey just going to look to end this match right here, right now. And down goes Chelsea. Throw the white flag, ladies and gentlemen. This matchup is over. So I think Shayna Baszler inadvertently helping out Chelsea Green there, and I believe she must have took off that turnbuckle padding because the referee was dealing with that. And certainly this matchup should be over, but luckily for Chelsea, maybe they did that on purpose so they could send a message a little bit more. As now here comes Ronda getting those double knees, almost like a version of a code breaker there from Chelsea. Fellow Canadian there, Chelsea Green, from her shades of Chris Jericho. But now with Shayna Baszler inadvertently helping out Rousey here, we'll see if, like we said, if there could be an upset in the making here. And a little bit of a curtsy there from Chelsea Green. Going to do whatever it takes to get the upper hand, as a brutal forearm, ladies and gentlemen, takes down Ronda Rousey there. And again, Chelsea Green bringing the fight. Absolutely craziness here. And it's like Chelsea doing a little bit of a moonwalk, you could say, is saving almost a count-out victory there. Could you imagine how disrespected Rousey would feel, ladies and gentlemen, if she would lose via a count-out? Chelsea Green would have to run, honestly, to the back, get in her car and hurry the heck up, because certainly, you know, it would not be something that you would want to deal with. As Chelsea Green, right there on that elbow there. Shayna Baszler getting involved here. This matchup very well, like I said, should have been over, but Shayna inadvertently keeping this match continuing. And we'll see, Ronda from behind, that running bulldog takes down Chelsea. And now Rousey has Chelsea right where she wants her, and a big old haymaker takes down Chelsea. Can she keep this up? This matchup has gone a lot longer than I thought, if I'm honest with you. There's big takedown there, and this might be it. This might be it. Trying to rip the arm out of socket. Chelsea Green, she's in the middle of the ring, nowhere to go. And, well, looks like Ronda letting it go. Well, actually, Chelsea Green playing possum. Possum here. Is Chelsea Green going to steal it? No, Rousey with a strong kick out. Not even getting a 1 count. So Green's going to have to hurry up and hit something out of nowhere, I feel like, to really win this matchup at the moment. It's a pinfall, but another strong kick out from Ronda Rousey as the matchup continues. As this matchup continues, ladies and gentlemen, up next, it is Pretty Deadly taking on the OC, pardon me, I almost said Chelsea Green. But Pretty Deadly will be taking on the OC as, wait a minute. Oh, look at the Canadian Destroyer from Chelsea Green. Are we going to see an upset here? 1, 2. No, Rousey kicks out just in time. And Chelsea has to continue to bring the fight as she does with those double knees right there. Chelsea's telling her to stay down. She knows how big and monumental this win would be if somehow Chelsea Green can knock off Ronda Rousey. Oh, but a big elbow from the baddest woman on the planet. And look at these strikes. Absolutely brutal strikes. I was going to mention the rest of the card for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but Rousey might be going to be putting away Green here in just a second. She's going into beast mode right here. Rousey with a big old forearm down goes Chelsea, and just like that, that running forearm could be it. 2. Oh, Green with a strong kick out, and she keeps herself in it. The matchup continues. And I think to blame is it's definitely got to be Shayna Baszler. She inadvertently kept this matchup going earlier, but certainly, it's this matchup could have been done probably 5-10 minutes ago, but it's continuing. So this is making Ronda Rousey have to dig down deep even more, which is a good thing for the champion to have to do in these type of situations, and certainly that is it. Rousey had to dig down, show you some resiliency tonight for the baddest woman on the planet. But Ronda Rousey with a big win tonight. And will they be able to take this momentum into next week's Extreme Rules PLE for those Women's Tag Team Championships? Cannot wait to see how that tag team match goes down. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves an intriguing tag team matchup. Now, for this matchup here, if the OC are able to knock off Pretty Deadly here, they will make it a triple threat tag team championship match next week, live here at Extreme Rules, the Raw exclusive PLE. Obviously, Pretty Deadly going to do everything in their power to make sure that doesn't happen, but for the Raw Tag Team Champions right now, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, you got to hope that Pretty Deadly here are able to show a better showing compared to what we saw last week here from the Raw Tag Team Champions. Certainly, these tag teams, the OC and Pretty Deadly, have been more of an active team than Ricochet and Braun Strowman, but Ricochet and Braun Strowman were able to survive the gauntlet matchup live there at WrestleMania. So, technically, you could say that despite the loss last week, they were able to go through all the tag teams. But, certainly Ricochet and Braun Strowman, they're not going to, come up with excuses whatsoever. They're men. They're going to say, hey, we're not looking past what happened. That loss is just going to make us better. So tonight, Pretty Deadly versus the OC. If the OC wins, they do make it a triple threat matchup. It is going to be very telling to really see how much urgency is going to be by both teams, especially Pretty Deadly. Do they want to make sure this stays a normal tag team match, or I guess it would be technically an Extreme Rules tag team matchup, or are we going to get ourselves a triple threat Tornado Extreme Rules championship matchup? We'll have to wait and see, but here comes the official club, the OC. Gallows and Anderson had a heck of a match last week against the tag team champions, and now let's see how they face off with the #1 contenders. Obviously, those who want championships, and they are going to look to get it. And obviously, we saw what AJ Styles was willing to do, especially to Sami Zayn, to get that championship around his waist, but Styles did fall up a bit short. So right now, Sami Zayn's having to deal with Bobby Lashley. You go from the phenomenal AJ Styles to the almighty Bobby Lashley. It's certainly, those are two massive names, and if Sami Zayn can continue on the list and knock off Bobby Lashley live at Extreme Rules in a Extreme Rules matchup, more power to him. But now tonight, the OC are focused on this matchup. They win and they are in. If not, it continues to be a normal tag team match, a normal Extreme Rules tag team matchup. As there we go, we got Elton Prince, he's all ready. Luke Gallows, the big man of the OC. Here we go. John Cone officially ringing the bell. Here we go. And Gallows now with a gut-wrench takedown there. He's going to use his size, his power, his strength, and everything. And especially for the OC, that's what it's going to use to win in this advantage, because Kit Wilson and Elton Prince, I'm not saying they're not strong, but they're not built like Luke Gallows, ladies and gentlemen. And now here comes the big man. Uh-oh, going to put him in the tree of woe. Definitely not a spot you want to be in right here, especially getting kicked right in your ribs. And oh no, multiple knees as well. Blood flowing down to your head as well. It is not the place to be if you want to win a matchup in this big caliber-ness of this match. As Anderson Gallows, multi-time tag team champions on Raw, SmackDown, and even winning the NXT Tag Team Championships there in NXT before eventually leaving NXT. So certainly Gallows and Anderson, certainly very well, whenever they decide to hang up their boots, I think certainly Gallows and Anderson definitely will be in the Tag Team Hall of Fame here in WWE. As look at Elton Prince with those vicious uppercuts right there. But look at Carl Anderson right here, not going to back down, takes down Elton Prince. As this matchup continues, ladies and gentlemen, we still have two more big matchups on the night, as Shinsuke Nakamura, the leader of D-Generation X, he will be taking on R-Truth later on tonight. Also, big main event, 6-man tag team match. As your undisputed champion, he'll be teaming up with Kevin Owens, his best friend, as well as Mr. Money in the Bank, Randy Orton. Those three gentlemen will take on the Hurt Businesses, Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford. Could be a massive 6-man tag team matchup. Really looking forward to really see how those guys can handle each other, especially with last week. It was a big situation, ladies and gentlemen. We could have saw Randy Orton. He could have cashed in. But maybe that's what Randy Orton was going to do, ladies and gentlemen. As look at that swinging power slam from Luke Gallows. I'll go back to my thought in here in just a second. As, big strong kick out from Elton Prince. I think Randy Orton, he very well could have cashed in, but Bobby Lashley was on the apron, and he went and took him out. Randy Orton said after that, he knows that Bobby Lashley doesn't have to go to the way that he's doing his business by attacking Sami Zayn, and he's going to look to get rid of that bully, and that being Bobby Lashley. But is there something in the back of the head that all of us have to keep an eye out on? Because Randy Orton, he can, say all this stuff, but he could easily go back on his word any time, any place. It's almost like trying to, trust a Stone Cold Steve Austin back in the day. He always had that saying, DTA, don't trust anyone. And with what Randy Orton certainly has done over the years, that is something that you might want to take in consideration. You always got to be on your toes. You always got to be ready for what Randy Orton could very well possibly pull out of his repertoire, and when he's ready to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase. Sami Zayn has been in this business for a very long time, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly, and his best friend Kevin Owens, those two, they're once tag team champions here before. Certainly, they got to know that Randy Orton could strike at any time. And Randy Orton could have struck last week, but he didn't. Oh, look at that. Different variation of a code breaker there. As both Kit Wilson and Elton Prince, a little bit of a face-to-face situation here. Kit Wilson talking some trash, or trying to get some advice, but now Carl Anderson face-to-face looking right at Kit Wilson here. And Elton Prince saying, come on, bring it on. And Carl Anderson still bringing it. Big haymaker there. And now it looks like Carl Anderson wants himself some more of everybody, honestly. Is a big neck breaker. Takes down Kit Wilson there. And now, big knee strike takes him down. Not done yet, it seems. Anderson giving away 2-for-1 specials tonight, live here on Monday Night Raw. Going for the superplex. Down goes Anderson. And now pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough? No, strong kick out. Keeps the OC in this matchup for a potential tag team championship match next week live at Extreme Rules. And now look at that, Kit Wilson. No, go for an elbow. Anderson able to block it in a big old spine buster. He definitely got some air on that bad boy. And now, this is not where this is not where you want to be if you are Kit Wilson, especially in the corner. We could possibly have yourselves a magic killer in the making, but it seems like Carl Anderson going to just work on physically dismantling Kit Wilson for this opportunity. As it is magic killer time live on Raw. Down goes Pretty Deadly. Pinfall opportunity 2 by Elton Prince right there to save the day momentarily. And now Luke Gallows face to face here. But a big hip attack there from Gallows. Oh my goodness, right to the throat. That is not going to be feeling too good. A little bit of a too sweet to the crowd, trying to get this crowd fired up maybe a little bit. And now here comes Elton Prince off the tag, inadvertently taking down John Cone, and now taking it to Luke Gallows here. Whose game is this to win, ladies and gentlemen? As we got ourselves a submission hold here. Will Gallows have to tap out? Stomping on the foot. That will definitely help, and especially that elbow across the jawline. And now Gallows, hard Irish whip, going for a belly to belly. Elton Prince with a big old reversal. Anyone's ball game at this moment, ladies and gentlemen. It seemed like the OC, maybe there for a moment, could have been moments away from walking out victorious, but Elton Prince was not going to sit at his corner and allow that to happen. Come on. I know both these teams aren't really necessarily favorited, but come on. They don't need to go that low blow type of thing or choking out your opponent. But when it comes to keeping it a normal tag team matchup live there at Extreme Rules, you got to do what you got to do, I suppose. As now Elton Prince, big time neck breaker, takes down Gallows. Pinfall opportunity. Is this it? 2, 3, yes it is. All that talk from the OC led them to this matchup, and Pretty Deadly stand on business, and they will keep their matchup a normal tag team Extreme Rules matchup at Extreme Rules for those tag team championships. Congratulations to Pretty Deadly, a massive win before they challenge for the tag team championships. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it's now time for your one-on-one contest with that man right there, R-Truth, taking on Shinsuke Nakamura one-on-one tonight. And coming up next week, live at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. It will be Shinsuke Nakamura, Braun Breaker, and that man right there on his left, Big E, in a gauntlet match, facing off with Drew McIntyre. Big stipulation being added to that matchup. If DX loses, they will have to disband. So certainly a lot to convey in that. We know Drew McIntyre, he's a hell of an athlete to really survive anything. But what Nakamura said, you really have to be stupid to want this matchup. Drew McIntyre is the one that wanted this matchup. DX didn't offer this matchup. Drew McIntyre wanted this matchup, and DX said, hey, if you're stupid enough to even offer it, we will abide. So if Drew can survive these three, more power to him. You have three main eventers right here. Shinsuke Nakamura, a former Universal Champion. Big E, longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in Universe Mode history. Braun Breaker, former NXT Champion, former NXT UK Champion, and even former Raw Tag Team Champion with Big E. So certainly a lot to take in for these gentlemen, but you know, these next couple Raws could be their last night together. Referee rings the bell. The matchup is official. And look at R-Truth coming out of the blocks. Very, very fast. R-Truth in his mid-50s right here, but moving around like he's in his 20s. Still in phenomenal shape. And look at these just big old haymakers. Nakamura just cannot get out of this loop here. And he is literally dancing all over Shinsuke Nakamura. And could you imagine R-Truth defeating the leader of D-Generation X? Is this it? Oh, so close, but not a 2 count. But still, man, it is very well possible R-Truth could knock off Shinsuke Nakamura, the leader of D-Generation X. And imagine how that would feel for Triple H and HBK to be watching this new version of D-Generation X, and for them to fail at what they wanted to do here and have a new version, a new era of D-Generation X. As kendo stick being involved, John Cone does not see it at the moment. We'll see if he eventually will open his eyes here. Let's look at R-Truth, those big haymakers again. But Nakamura finally might be able to get something going. There you go. I said I'm cheering for Nakamura, but finally in the first couple minutes, for first maneuvers to get something going. But maybe that's what Nakamura wanted, to let R-Truth get all of his maneuvers out of the way so that he could systematically take down R-Truth. I mean, it'd be a great idea, but the question is that exactly his game plan? Only Nakamura would know that. Nakamura telling R-Truth to get himself back in the ring, but just like that, he gets himself a count-out victory, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't pretty. Nakamura did what he had to do tonight, and he defeats R-Truth via a count-out. And it seems like Nakamura, Big E off, going outside the ring by the announcer's table. Braun Breaker seems like he wants some more of R-Truth here. This is not a man that you want to allow to just start disrupting your show, ladies and gentlemen. Braun Breaker is a freak of nature when I say that, and especially now Breaker has him up, gonna show you that strength, that power, taking down R-Truth here. We saw earlier tonight with JD McDonough taking out his opponent coming up next week, and now you have Braun Breaker just taking out R-Truth here. This is just diabolical here. Braun Breaker absolutely destroying, and I do mean destroying, R-Truth here. This is absolutely uncalled for, but D-Generation X believes this is the moment that they have to necessarily survive right now, with them possibly, disbanding. coming up very, very soon if they don't survive the Scottish Warrior, that being Drew McIntyre. And what in the hell is Braun Breaker doing on top of the stage? This is not going to end well for somebody, and it might be R-Truth, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Breaker from behind. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness R-Truth didn't get tossed over the stage, but it seems like that might be where we're going. And oh, no, no, no. Oh, Breaker. Come on, Breaker. There's no need for this, and thankfully, again, just a powerbomb onto the stage, but still, that is not going to be feeling too good for Truth, I can tell you that. Breaker really wants to throw him off the stage, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't see that happening. R-Truth just has that well guarded and well thought out at this opportune time. And a spear out of nowhere from Braun Breaker, laying out R-Truth. And this is what Drew McIntyre has to deal with, ladies and gentlemen, next week, a part of that gauntlet matchup. And wait a minute. It seems like R-Truth, if he would have just stayed down, but right now Breaker again gonna look to lay waste and put R-Truth out of his misery again with a military press slam. Down goes R-Truth, and we'll see how DX fares next week against Drew McIntyre. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is your main event of the evening. It is the Hurt Business taking on the undisputed champion Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, as well as we all know and love, Mr. Money in the Bank, Randy Orton. Randy Orton coming out for the save last week. It seemed like maybe for a split second it could have been the moment Randy Orton could have cashed in, but I think Bobby Lashley, he was still on the apron. He was in the way of Randy Orton, and Randy Orton would take out Bobby Lashley and explain why he was out there. But certainly, with that Money in the Bank briefcase and Randy Orton at the same time, where he's able to cash in anywhere, any place, anytime, certainly something to look out for. And if certainly Randy Orton was 100% truthful with what he said. We'll just have to wait and find out. But here is Montez Ford like we normally see. Usually they all come out together, but certainly it looks like they're going to play some mind games with the other team, with Sami, with Kevin, with Randy. And they're just going to, kind of, like I said, mind games galore at this point. And now we wait for the other Street Profit to make his way down to the ring, that being Angelo Dawkins. Street Profits still looking for their Tag Team Championship win here in WWE. And certainly with a win tonight, and maybe down the road, maybe they could get themselves a Tag Team Championship opportunity. Very well, it could be changing. But ladies and gentlemen, with the Tag Team Championships, we do have some exciting news. If you guys did miss it on the community tab when we posted about it, there will be some changes in the looks of how some Tag Team Championships look. Especially here on Monday Night Raw, we will have the World Tag Team Championships. We'll see them debuted at Extreme Rules. And then the WWE Tag Team Championships, that look and design will be at Payback. So when we see Roman Reigns and The Rock of the Bloodline defend those Tag Team Championships against Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Certainly a lot is going on, man. Certainly a lot of good stuff, especially the championships coming for both ways, especially Raw, SmackDown, NXT. We're having the Women's North American Championship being debuted. We'll see a crowning of that champion coming up at the NXT Spring Break-In pay-per-view. But we'll talk about that more once we get through NXT and all that fun stuff. But now there is the almighty Bobby Lashley. Is it Bobby Lashley's moment coming up in just a week's time, next weekend, we will see Lashley getting an opportunity to battle against Sami Zayn. You know, Sami Zayn is that underground man. You know, he's not certainly going to be a favorite in a lot of these matches in the terms of when you're going up against the likes of an AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley. You know, the favorites are usually his opponents. So Sami Zayn has dealt with that his whole career. But he is the underdog from the underground. He won that Undisputed Championship live there at Elimination Chamber. Came down to him and Cody Rhodes. And Sami Zayn walked out the new Undisputed Champion. But can he continue to keep this ball rolling? As here comes Mr. Money in the Bank, the Viper, Randy Orton, the man that saved the beatdown from going any longer than it did last week to end Monday Night Raw. Randy Orton, Mr. Money in the Bank. When and where will Randy Orton cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase? If you guys missed Friday Night SmackDown, we have ourselves a new World Heavyweight Champion. Mr. Money in the Bank, that was Roman Reigns. He cashed in. He saw CM Punk in a vulnerable spot. Made the championship match official after CM Punk came down to the ring. And he took out The Rock. Roman Reigns said, hey, you know what? Let's do it. Let's cash it in right here, right now. He did. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, one-on-one. It wasn't the most desirable match, one of the best cash-ins at all type of thing, but Roman Reigns caught CM Punk in almost, you could say, a trap situation. And now he is the new World Heavyweight Champion, and we're going to have to wait and see how everything comes to a head this Friday night on SmackDown. And we also knew, ladies and gentlemen, going into Payback, it is going to be a triple threat matchup for Roman's World Heavyweight Championship, as he's going to have to defend against not only Seth frickin' Rollins, but he's going to have to take on CM Punk, the former World Heavyweight Champion. That matchup is going to be a match of the year contender, I believe. It is going to be a lot of back and forth between those three. I wouldn't be surprised if the whole ringside area would be broken down. As there is Sami Zayn, your undisputed champion. Kevin Owens looks like he's ready for a fight. Sami Zayn, he's all fired up, as you can tell, but I wouldn't say fired up, but I guess he more of intense right now. He's looking into the soul of Bobby Lashley, because this rivalry has gotten personal. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens have gotten their butt kicked by Bobby Lashley. So right now it is time to send a message to the Hurt Business that they are not going to tolerate this any longer. And it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, this main event is about to get started. Here we go. Montez Ford, Randy Orton going to kick us off here in this big time main event. Like we mentioned, Randy Orton stalking in the shadows with that briefcase, could cash in any place, anytime, anywhere. And obviously with Kevin Owens trying to be there for his tag team partner Sami Zayn. Also, you cannot count out Kevin Owens for being one of the best that we have here on Monday Night Raw, a main event talent, and very well could be fighting for an undisputed championship one day, depending on what shenanigans may ever go down. Obviously, Street Profits, obviously, their 2023 certainly wasn't their year necessarily. 2024 could very well change that, as now here comes Bobby Lashley. Can the Almighty start getting something going here? And as soon as we say that, Kevin Owens tosses him away with that that follow-away slam. Owens with a back suplex, absolutely vicious. And now this is where Bobby Lashley is going to get himself some viciousness shown towards Kevin Owens. And I bet for Bobby Lashley, he's going to want to get his hands on Randy Orton, especially after what occurred last week. Lashley very well could have seen Randy Orton be the new undisputed champion as a pump-up powerbomb out of nowhere. That very well could be enough to, oh my goodness, Could you imagine if Owens walked out here just like that and pump up powerbomb Bobby Lashley, sent him a message like that? How crazy that would be. Now, Lashley getting his head bounced off that top turnbuckle. Not going to be feeling the best there. Rake of the face with that wrap that he has right there in his right wrist. And now look at going to work here right on that neck area. That is not going to be feeling too good. As Lashley rolls out to the ring here. Owens deciding not to go high risk here. Owens is like, screw it, I'm coming after you, Lashley. But he took way too much time, and down goes Owens. Lashley's got to be careful. He's outnumbered over here. He's not with his group. He's not with his family right now, so he has to be very careful. But oh, wait a minute. Now the matchup is just breaking down. Both these guys talking some major trash. Owens going back in the ring. And Lashley does not want to go back in the ring just yet. Going to pull him out. And now we're going to have ourselves an all-out brawl here. It seems like Lashley might seems like he's trying to keep his eye on Randy Orton, which you always got to keep an eye on Randy, but certainly he wants to get back at Randy, I can tell you that. Yes, right into the steel steps. I can tell you that won't be feeling good as well. Both these men need to get back in this ring to avoid a possible count out here. I believe the referee's at a 7, if I can tell there. As this matchup is breaking down, especially as it should. It is a 6-man tag team matchup. There's going to be times in this matchup here it's going to be hard to call because we're having a bunch of stuff going down. And now Randy Orton, go for a package pile driver into Sami Zayn. Watching Randy Orton do a big-time brain buster. And now Orton, what's he thinking about doing? He has the sights on Kevin Owens here. Orton telling Bobby Lashley to get up to his feet here. Randy going to go to that place maybe? No. Not going to go for the RKO just yet. As a big-time Luthez press incoming. Here comes Randy Orton. One of the most vicious superstars of all time. That being Randy Orton, the Viper. Can strike with an RKO at any notice. Like I mentioned, one of the most vicious superstars of all time. And that unpredictability. You think you can trust Randy, all of a sudden he can turn on a switch and turn into something even more vicious. As now Sami Zayn going to get tagged in here. Going to get ourselves a little preview of what's to come. Coming up in just a week's time when Sami Zayn takes on Bobby Lashley one-on-one. And it seems like Sami Zayn wants himself some Montez Ford. He's talking some trash face-to-face there. And Lashley was trying to make him pay there. It's one of those matches that you got to be careful. You got to have eyes behind your head. Certainly when you're facing your would-be opponent next week, you cannot give him moments just like Sami Zayn just gave him. But certainly Sami Zayn has definitely dug down deep plenty of times. He's had to deal with the best of the best in his career ever since joining up with WWE. And even mentioned it before, when Sami Zayn was on Monday Night Raw and having to go through the likes of, at that time, Jericho and Kevin Owens, if I do remember correctly, Bobby Lashley made a return to WWE, and he came and, he saved Sami Zayn, and Zayn and Lashley teamed up together for a little bit to try to take down Jericho, to try and take down Owens at that time. Now Lashley going to be in the Hurt Business corner. Going to look to send a message again with that over-the-head belly-to-belly suplex, man. That is absolutely a brutal thing to see. Strong kick out there. As you guys can see the venue, a sold-out arena here. Wait a minute. I'm going to see a dominator there from Bobby Lashley. Is this enough? 1, 2... almost pinned the undisputed champion. how much more is left in the champion's tank right now? Lashley's he's letting Sami stir up to his feet here. And, oh, wait a minute. Zayn catches him out of nowhere with a blue thunder bomb. Is this it? 1, 2. But Lashley kicks out. Ford would have broke it up no matter what. So you got to be careful in these type of matches. You cannot give your opponent even just a little leeway in these type of situations. As now Sami showing him around, going for the haluva kick. Lashley saw it coming and able to move out the way, or at least duck down out of the way. And now Lashley gets the tag to Montez Ford. Montez Ford trying to fight out of it, and he does momentarily. Can they figure something out here? Ford misses out. Here we go. Brutal reverse DDT takes down Montez. But no, cheap shot there from Bobby Lashley. And Sami Zayn is not going to like that. There we go. Sami Zayn battling out of the corner as he should right now. Oh, but Zayn right in between the eyes, busted open. But now, can he get to the corner? No. That is a great pickup there from Montez Ford. And just like that, makes Sami Zayn pay. You hate to see it, but it is very smart by Montez Ford for doing that there. And now I'm going to focus right there in between the eyes of Sami Zayn, right where that busted open is just flowing out. And it really looks like it's getting to his eyes, honestly. The referee might have to stop it to at least clean it up. But Sami Zayn isn't going to want to stop the match to even do that. Sami will get the tag and get cleaned up that way, but certainly it is something that John Cone, our expert referee, is good at. He's just like Charles Robinson. And wait a minute, Sami Zayn with a blue thunder bomb to the outside. But John Cone, like I said, one of our really good referees that we have here in WWE, and certainly he'll know when to necessarily maybe clean up the face of Sami Zayn if he needs to. Sami Zayn taking out the other half of the Street Profits, little by little at this point. And now Zayn, Ford going to get back in the ring, possibly with Zayn. Oh, big chop there. Here comes Montez. Snapmare takedown into the drop kick to the side of the skull. Now Zayn gets the tag to Owens. Montez Ford telling him to, to suck it. And Montez Ford hits him with a big old back suplex. And, you'd love to see a strong showing by the Hurt Business tonight. Yes, they're not well respected with, Bobby Lashley and, the Street Profits. And you cannot forget about Apollo Crews as well. But certainly, you never can count out the Street Profits for sure. One of the better tag teams in WWE, but they just have not been able to show it in the terms of results for the tag team championships. Let's look at these big old haymakers from Montez Ford right there to the face of Kevin Owens. And this matchup continues. Like we mentioned, a great night so far, ladies and gentlemen. We found out who Damien Priest is going to be facing off for the Intercontinental Championship. He'll be defending against Bronson Reed. Those two guys are going to be tearing it down there, and even Damien Priest sending a message to Bronson Reed backstage. Both of those men were face to face before Priest was, trying to throw him off the top of the balcony. Priest hit multiple South of Heaven choke slams on the metal railing on the level 2 north part of the parking lot area. And then also JD McDonough made an appearance earlier on tonight after Jey Uso took on Christian. Christian as a spear. No! Kevin Owens with a terrific reversal at that time. And now into the corner. And now, Owens. Oh, look at this neck breaker. Oh my goodness. Vicious, vicious neck breaker. And now here comes the Viper, Randy Orton, looking to take it to maybe Montez Ford, but Ford sends him a message, and Randy Orton did not take that lightly. This matchup is breaking down, and not for the better. These guys are going absolutely crazy at this moment. Lashley from behind, maybe. Gonna stare him down. The full Nelson. Full Nelson applied. Will Randy Orton have to tap out? But Randy able to slip out of it. I believe not really too much damage done to Randy Orton. He hasn't been in this match too terribly long, I would say. But he's about to pay with whatever Randy Orton, or I should say Bobby Lashley, has in store for Randy Orton. Pinfall opportunity after that big time takedown on that top rope. But still, this is the Hurt Business's momentum right now, and we'll see if they can continue up with this momentum at the moment. And now what is Bobby Lashley thinking about doing right here? Just going to go ahead, and it seems like he's going to continue to dissect him, which isn't necessarily a bad idea. It's a big-time neck breaker into a big clothesline to the back of the neck. Randy Orton going to take his time, and certainly why not? Going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer whenever he decides to put his boots away once and for all. And now Dawkins from behind, going to go for a big old back suplex, turning him inside out. And no, going for a spear. Didn't work out the way that Dawkins wanted, and this matchup will continue. Going to go with the tag here. Uh-oh. Are we about to see a good old finisher here from Ford and Dawkins? What a neck breaker there. But Randy doesn't know where he's at. He's trying to go to the other corner. Sami Zayn is trying to get him to turn around here. But, I mean, I think Orton might be dealing with some head issues, maybe some concussions here possibly, because he was trying to get a hot tag to the Hurt Business, and Montez Ford going to make him pay. I believe Orton has the wherewithal to really roll himself out of the situation that he was in and get him out of that. Ooh, a little bit of playing possum there too. Orton has his sights on Lashley there too, it seems like. Maybe that was a little bit of mind games as well, but certainly love the back and forth between all these superstars. And we're about to see vintage Randy Orton with that DDT pinfall opportunity, but Dawkins right there to save the day. Here we go with the tag. Here comes Kevin Owens, former Raw tag team, or I should say SmackDown tag team champion with Sami Zayn, before losing it to who are our tag team champions currently, Ricochet and Braun Strowman, due to the help of AJ Styles at that time. And going back to this tag team matchup, ladies and gentlemen, this is anyone's match to win, but I feel like the Street Profits need this matchup more, especially with this riding more on the likes of Bobby Lashley wanting to become the undisputed champion. And Montez Ford just getting a little freaky here at ringside. Playing some mind games all he wants to right now, and right in the face of Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn doesn't know what the heck to do here. And Owens is like, okay, we're going to end this real quick, like. Sick of you playing around with your jiving and jiving and all your dance moves here. And now he's going to tag in the undisputed champion. Can Sami Zayn put away Montez Ford here once and for all? Oh, and he bounces him right off that top turnbuckle. And now going to hit him with the Exploder Suplex. He's actually won quite a bit of matches here in Universe Mode with that Exploder Suplex. But Bobby Lashley, the leader of the Hurt Business, makes sure this matchup will continue. And Zayn saying, hey, come on, big boy. Get back in the ring. Let's do something about it. And now Dawkins with a cheap shot. And now Sami Zayn's like, come on, Dawkins. Let's do something about it. But just like that, that gets Montez Ford back in this matchup, and he eats a haluva kick right to the temple, and this is it. Sami Zayn with a massive haluva kick, and that picks up the win for the undisputed champion, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. What a main event, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see where this will take us to next week's Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on NXT.